8 pilots and 65 support personnel are in the first stages of learning how to operate the F-16. But they will help solve a problem that has persisted since the invasion began in February 2022. Russia's more modern warplanes have proven difficult to counter with the Ukrainian army's aging fighters. If you want to have an air force in 10 years, it's going to have be the F-16 or something like that. Multipurpose Peter Layton, a visiting researcher at the Griffith Asia Institute and former Royal Australian Air Force officer, said that although the MiG-29 could do some basic air-to-ground missions, it was not designed for that mission. The F-16 can carry more weapons than the MiG-29, Su-27 and Su-25, and roughly as many weapons as Ukraine's tactical the Su-24. Kelly Grieco, a senior fellow at Stimson Center, said the versions sent to Ukraine likely had an upgraded version of ANAPG-66 radar. It can track targets in the air and on the ground, with an air-to-air range exceeding 100 kilometers. Grieco said Russian planes were able to detect Ukraine's MiG-29s much farther away than the Ukrainians can detect Russian planes. More powerful F-16 radars will reduce the radar disadvantage but will not turn it off, he said. MiG-29 Su-27 cockpits are hopelessly outdated, Tannehill said, adding that F-16s and Western aircraft in general tend to be more pilot-friendly, with intuitive controls displays that allow pilots to keep their heads up. Struggles MiG-29s and many Soviet-era fighter designs were intended to operate in poor runway conditions and have louvers that opened over air intakes to prevent engines from sucking in debris while aircraft was on ground. The F-16's bottom air intake does not have such protections and is not intended to operate in harsh conditions, Grieco said. The F-16 is a very valuable aircraft. It is fragile, he said. It is an aircraft that needs a long runway and the runway is good. But they are in an environment where Ukrainian pilots are doing dispersed operations. This is not an aircraft that can do this. To compensate for this, Ukrainian forces need to carefully scan runway surfaces. This is a challenging situation in the middle of war. It will take months to train enough pilots and support crew to operate the new fleet. 8 pilots and 65 support personnel are early stages of learning how to operate the F-16 in Denmark. Others are Arizona and southeastern Romanian town of Fetesti. Although the exact number of planes has not been disclosed, it is expected to be in the dozens, experts said. The first step for inexperienced pilots is to get to know the new aircraft on the ground and in class. Layton, who transitioned from P-3B maritime patrol aircraft to F-111s throughout his career, said that these elements and the simulator period will take approximately 3 weeks. The next step is to make flying easier next month. After basic daytime flying met instructors' expectations, students would move on to much more technical